All right, this is the introduction to setting up your ISN for grade math. So you will need your ISN. Remember to do your mathematician research project. If you haven't done that, check out the video. Okay, you'll also need a pair of scissors, glue stick, a pen, doesn't matter what color. I have a bunch of different colors, so you can use different colors if you want. Okay. You'll need the sheet that says My Math Notebook at the top, the nameplate page that says Gray Math. You'll also need the course guide and information page. And then you'll also need the table of contents page. Okay, and it's actually a packet. It's 2 pages. One is double-sided and then the other one. All right? So the first thing that we are going to do, okay, on the front inside cover, the one that usually has a schedule, you're going to take your My Math Notebook and you're going to glue it onto the inside cover. You only need about 4 dots to 5 dots of glue. Okay. So there's the My Math Notebook page. You see that? This My Math Notebook page, you're a mathematician and mathematicians use notebooks to record data, make drawings, to ask questions, and many other activities. Your notebook is a mathematics book that will represent you and your experiences in mathematics this school year. Your math notebook will be used frequently, so be responsible and make sure it is in class every day. If you do not have your notebook, take notes on a piece of paper and then transfer the notes in your notebook. All notebook activities must follow some rules to make them interesting as well as informative. Your notebook should reflect your experience, yet be easily understandable to others. So there are several rules for our notebooks. There are the rules below. Okay, so you need to write neatly and legibly. Okay, and we're doing this to be able to go back and read past examples and activities. You'll actually be able to use this notebook on quizzes, so make sure you can read everything that's in it. We're going to create a cover page, which you should have done with your mathematician research project. Create a table of contents, which we're going to do for organization. We're going to number the pages. Again, for organization, we will title everything we do. Again, organization. Most of them will already have a title on, so you won't actually have to write a title down. Make sure we label drawings, graphs, etc. Again, for organization. Everything that I write in my notebook, you need to write in your notebook, okay? I'm not writing something down that isn't valuable to your education and your learning. So we're actually going to be using doodle notes, which are basically guided notes. So there's not as much to write down, but there's still going to be some things that you need to write down in your notebook, okay? Use colors or markers. Again, colors are a great way to show different representations in math, plus colors are fun. And then make sure you draw a line through mistakes. Again, mistakes are great learning experiences. A simple line will allow you to go back and see where you made your mistakes so it can be fixed. So don't erase anything unless you're erasing a vocab word. Everything else that you do should have a line drawn through it if you make a mistake, okay? Then at the bottom here, it says I blank. You're going to write your name in that blank. Okay. So in this case, I, Mrs. Rhodes, mathematician, will do my best to abide by the rules throughout the school year and have fun while learning mathematics. Okay? So, now that you have that taken care of, zoom back out for you. Okay. Now, on this page right here, so this first page, we just did the My Math Notebook page. Right next to it, you're going to do your nameplate. You're going to glue that in. Okay. Now at the top, you're going to write your name, first and last. Okay, and you want to make sure you do it nice and big. All right, and you'll be able to color this later if you want to. Okay, now we're going to turn the page. Okay, so at the top of this page, you're going to write classroom policies and expectations on the top of this page and this page right over here. If you want to write it one big thing all the way across, you can. Okay, so again, classroom policies and expectations at the top of both of those pages. Okay. Now on this page, okay, so this is nameplate, and then this page right here, you're going to take your classroom expectations. There's 2 pages, you're going to fold them in half, like a hamburger. If you'd like to, you can glue the insides together. Then we're just going to stack them. You have the one that says electronic policies, and then the one that says math at the top. Okay, and you want to stack them a little bit so that they're not quite right on top of each other, and I'll help you with this in class. All right, and then I'm going to take a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape it right down there. So now I can flip it open and I have a little book. Okay, these are just the expectations for the room. Okay, there's my contact information, so if you or your parents need to get a hold of me, that's how you can reach me. Okay, so expectations, everything that you need for class, things that aren't required but are helpful, so scissors, glue, colored pencils, crayons, markers, they're helpful. You're not required to have them. Okay, my grading policy is over here. Extra help, Google Classroom, electronic policy, things that you can't have in class. Okay. And then what to do if you're absent, what to do if you're leaving the classroom, and then do now. All right. Okay. So you're actually going to use this for this page right next to it. Okay. So on this page, you need to write a couple of things down. So you're going to write down the directions. The directions say, trace your hand. In each of the fingers, write down one thing that you think is important to know for class. Okay? So you're going to write down those directions. And then on the page below, you're going to trace your hand. All right, so once you're done, you should have one thing in each of the fingers that's important for the class. Okay. So on the next page, at the top of these 2 pages, you're going to write table of contents at the top. So again, make sure it's on both pages. Okay. Then you're going to take your table of contents packet, okay, and you're going to cut it down the middle. And remove the staple. Now, you should notice that you have 2 pages that are front and back like this. You want to set those aside. Okay, and you want to glue the pages that have one on front and nothing on the back onto your 2 pages that say table of contents. So once that's done, you should have it look like this. Okay, then you're going to take the 2 pages that have the front and the back on them, and you're going to tape them So once you have that done, you're all set up. Then we can go back to the beginning and we're gonna actually number our pages. Okay, so the page with the nameplate on it, that's page 1. And you wanna label in the bottom outside corner. So there's 1. Okay, the page with your hand on it is 2. Again, bottom outside corner. Then the page with your expectations on it is 3, bottom outside corner. Then your table of contents is 4 and 5, and then so on. You want to label until you get to the back of your book. It should be roughly around 200 pages. All right, so for the introduction video, this is what your table of contents should look like. Notice I've used 2 lines. You don't have to use 2 lines, you can use 1 line, but I've done 2 so it's easier to see. So on page 1, so I wrote 1 and then I wrote nameplate because that's what's on page 1. On pages 2 to 3, I have classroom policies and expectations. And then on page 4 to 5, I have table of contents.